It's home stretch in the election season, and the mainstream media is positively frothing at the mouth in anticipation. I'm here to fix them. Big week. Matt is here. Kruiser Kid is here. My name is Steven Kruiser. This is Kruiser Control. We're going to start. I just realized watching the cold opening that's eerily similar to the one I did last week. Sorry about that. But since we are going kind of old school retro today, because Matt's here, Kruiser Kid is here. I feel like this is 2010. I'm going to need the wipe early. In a world gone mad with things like replacement officials and flavored vodka, few things are more comforting than knowing it's not just me anymore.
Yeah.
The Kool-Aid buzz temporarily wore off for many in the mainstream media about this subject this week, but none were more surprising than this little gem from one of President Obama's most faithful media lapdogs.
And I think they were very concerned about the meeting with Netanyahu. They felt that Netanyahu made it really clear where he stood in that meeting with Mitt Romney in Israel, and that Netanyahu was trying to put a finger on the scale, if you will, and get involved in American politics. And they want to make it very clear to him. Obviously, meeting with the Egyptian president of the Muslim Brotherhood is fraught with political significance. There are a lot of other difficulties, but that's sort of one of the things you have to do when you're the president of the United States. And I think he really did make it worse by sitting down with The View.
Is there anything that makes it better by sitting down with The View? I think not. My favorite thing in there wasn't the View slam, though, was when she goes, it's one of the things you got to do when you're president of the United States. And he doesn't know that yet, though. He's like, no, Telemundo, gimp with a limp, and I'm going to do a thing for Tiger Beat. I'm posing. He's going to be on the cover of Tiger Beat soon. That's Andrea Mitchell saying that right there. As Matt was saying while we were watching that, she's been the worst this election. She's kind of like a skinny Tingles. That's what she is. She's Tingles' skinny alter ego. That's what the two of them may be the same person. She might just like pop out of his belly. Like that, remember that old Total Recall thing? That's what she is. He contorts, we deride. It's Tingle time. Woo! I'm going to finish with like a flourish on everything today. Bill Maher gave Tingles a chance to put on his translucent guy superhero outfit last week.
Chris Matthews, are you taking heat for being willing to call a comment racist sometimes before anyone else has raised the issue? No.
Everybody I've met who's African American has come up to me about 6 inches away from me and very personally said thank you.
About 6 inches away from me, because that's as close as he lets them get. Did you get that right there? They come about 6 inches away from me, because I don't let people near me. I don't, every African American I know. That's his version of saying, well, I have black friends over for dinner and stuff. That's what Chris, you're at home with your drunk Irish relatives. We know that. I think he's Irish. He's drunk. That's all I know. 6 inches away from me. Don't get any closer. I'm glad you appreciate it, but please stay. Yes, your therapist will eventually ask you why you're so drawn to this. It's the extended take. Woo! We need more percussion. I like the boom, 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 boom. One day, soon, a whole orchestra in here, I think, basically. Orchestra over there, dancers behind me. That's our goal for 2013. If we have to do a telethon, we will. Think of this as an extended Bashing Bashir segment for America.
I'm no economist, but I've read the report from the Congressional Budget Office, which says that income going to the top 1% rose 275% over the last 30 years, while for the rest of America, incomes either stagnated or fell. That sounds a lot like redistribution to me, just not the kind that they like to talk about, and apparently they don't like you to see either.
Oh, Marty, you insufferable little nit. I just spoke British there. You are the only one at the White People Or Us network who can make Chris Matthews look like the intellectual heir to Stephen Hawking. Did the government forcibly extort the money from the other income groups and give it to the wealthy? Then it would be redistribution. The numbers they supposedly don't want us to see, but were made available to the public for you to talk about, were earned, not confiscated. Now, I totally understand that those resentment cakes you dine on for breakfast every morning are quite bitter, but don't force your socialist indigestion on the rest of us. Woo! Tweets of the week! Twitter.com/Steven Kruiser. You follow me, I'll follow you. That's a PJ TV exclusive offer now. I'll upload an avatar because I don't like eggs and everything else. And remember, it's kind of a no pants vibe. Tweet number 1.
You sold me out for football tickets?
Of course I did. Of course I did. Tweet number 1. Referring to, of course, the Monday Night Football game that ended in an officiating tragedy. Touchdown or interception, signed Wisconsin. Well, I gotta say, after that last Super Bowl that the Packers won, their fans got a little soft and became kind of divish, and they were talking about dynasties all the time, and they were just a little too cocky the last couple of years, so I call it karma. Yeah, I'm a Steelers fan. Tweet number 2. That's a movie clip. I like that. Tweet number 2 asks, we know Mitt Romney's effective tax rate, but what is the average effective rate of those that pay any taxes? It's an interesting part of the conversation that people like to get to about the effective tax rates and everything, and then they like to go, well, this rate's different than this rate. And you know what it is, Matt? Here's the deal. Mitt Romney could pay 5% of what he makes every year, and I could pay 80% of what I make every year. Mitt's still going to pay more taxes, you know? So I'm only talking about total dollars because that's what you have to spend at the end of the day. So Mitt's paying more either way. Take 90% of mine. No, don't. Can't give him any ideas. Take 90% of mine. He's still going to be paying more. Percentages are hard. Tweet number 3.
And the gloves didn't fit. Remember these words. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
That's my OJ putting the glove on thing for you kids that don't remember that. Tweet number 3 asks, what's it like knowing you get asked harder questions from your fans than the president gets from the press? Ooh. Well, I take comfort in the fact that I know that I'm eye candy for more than just the ladies at The View, okay? I'm like, Matt's giving me a look right now, too. And the other thing is I think, obviously, what this means is that I should probably be the next president of the United States. It's a little late if you want to do a write-in thing. I don't know, but think of me in charge. Think of the fun. Think of the no pants. Focus, people. Website, StevenKruiser.com. You find out where I'm going to be next, although I'm not going to be anywhere for a while, but right here in the City of Angels. And the bonus clips are up there. And, of course, I've got stuff up at the PJ Tattler every week. Once in a while, things at the PJ Lifestyle, but since I have no life, I'm not commenting at Lifestyle very much lately. Just all politics at this time of year. And, as always, dear viewers, what has become the thing here on Kruiser Control, when you comment, if your comment is chosen, well, I'd like to call it Wipe-A-Palooza, but that weird connotations, okay? You get the magical PJ Media wipe.
Yeah.
This week, I erased half the memories from my childhood with this, the ones I didn't want to have. That's how magical it is. I got rid of that. That pain's over. No more therapy. This week's comment says, I noticed that you were showing off your Kruiser Kwando going into the Circle of Dumb segment. Someday I hope to be a black belt in the art, but I am having trouble getting proper training gear. Wipe in, wipe out, wipe in, wipe out. Yeah. Any suggestions on where I can obtain some of this fine training gear? Booyah! There you go. That wins it this week. As always, probably 15 of you could have won this week. Keep trying. This is a lesson in perseverance. People, okay? I can only pick one a week, and I got to remind you, I'm getting emails and I'm getting comments on Twitter. Not giving it to you people on Twitter or emails. This is for PJ TV people. Get on the site, register, comment. And if you comment frequently enough, I show up at your house with a lovely welcome basket. This just in, candy corn Oreos are still an abomination. Also, there are stupid people in the world, and we know what to do with them. It's time for the Circle of Dumb.
Yes.
I honestly can't remember if this guy has made a trip into the circle before now. We could go back and check the records on that, but we accidentally stored them with President Obama's college transcripts, and nobody can find them now. Ladies and gentlemen, Your winner is... Piers, hey, at least I'm not Martin Bashir Morgan. The breathing replacement for Larry King interviewed Iranian teddy bear Mahmoud Ahmadinejad on Monday night and asked him about his dream journal or something.
I ask every guest one question, and I'm going to ask you, just because I'm amused by your response. How many times in your life, Mr. President, have you been properly in love?
I'm in love with all of humanity.
That's all Piers can do with you. He would kill me if we were alone right now. That's what he's... I'm in love with all of humanity. Should see how many of them I have buried underneath my floorboards. Oh, he's a charmer, that Ahmadinejad, isn't he? We should have him over more often for tea and stuff. Come on, give a speech. Holocaust denier, yeah. Let's pay for his protection. Jeez. Now, through the miracle of science, we present to you in all its technicolor glory the last piece of my mind. Woo! I can't believe I'm going to do this, but you could probably blame Dana Lash for it, okay? With the polls still remaining close in the presidential race, the focus on the Senate, which you know I've been harping on here for a while, is even more important. So here we go, kids. Todd Akin is staying in. We might as well go all in for this, okay? Yes, I still have misgivings about him. Yes, I thought what he said was kind of dumb and didn't say it well, and I thought his apology was worse. Yes, I thought he's been a little self-centered in going forward and everything. But he's in, and I can tell you this unequivocally. Todd Akin, at his worst, is better than Claire McCaskill at her best, okay? So I think it's time to refocus, and we can help candidates on the other end of the country. Jump in, let's win this thing. We need to make sure we pick up the Senate, okay? Focus, I love you guys, I'll see you next week. Woo, yeah.